and she delivered her infamous Rally baby that day. After Rally was over, they headed over to the hospital and she delivered the baby. I'm super excited about that. But Danielle and Dave started Premier back in July of 2010. Premier's 25th anniversary of Rally. Danielle signed up in Premier as a means to stay home with her 6-month-old little girl, and it was actually Dave's encouragement that made her take that leap of faith. At the time, Dave was in his first year of pediatric residency at the University of Florida, and they needed an extra $300. And listen to that number. I got started for an extra $200, and I'm glad to hear she got started for an extra $300. Sometimes we just tell everybody, oh, make an extra $1,000, and they're able to, but you'd be surprised how people have a $200 or $300 need that you need to let them know they can also make that if they want to. Through Premier, God has provided that and much more. 2 years into Danielle's Premier business, their family moved from Gainesville, this is last fall by the way, Florida to Birmingham, Alabama, and she had to start her business all over. Guess that worked out because she believes this was the best thing that could ever have happened to her business. Danielle and Dave worked together in Premier alongside Dave's full-time job as a pediatric emergency medicine doctor. They also do this while wrangling 3 small kids, 3 years and under, every single day. Danielle has qualified for Designer Circle and Founders Club every year. She's a member of Jones' rookie team. She has completed all levels of the Crown Jewel program, and she's a member of the 100 Home Show Club. Danielle and Dave believe that God is completely, and I have this bolded because I know this is why they're successful. They believe that God is truly, completely in the center of Premier, and they have a passion for sharing that with others. God is blessing this couple, and they're rising fast in leadership. They're now 3 diamond designers, but they have 96 jewelers in their Premier family, and if you know what that means that they're 4 jewelers from 4 diamond designer. I told her, I get cold chills because next week I'm going to Texas to Premier Senior Leadership Retreat that they do pretty much once a year. And I told her, I'm like, if she could add 4 jewelers in 1 week, and and her jewelers bring in 4 jewelers, she'd be a senior leader. And I want her to come out there to the retreat. You can stay with us, Danielle. Danielle, okay, God's blessing them. They are 4 jewelers from senior leader. I'm excited to hear from this dynamic duo, as anyone else might be. If you have a dream and you're ready and willing to work to win it, you want to listen to everything that this couple shares with us. You're going to fall in love with them just like everybody else has fallen in love with them in Alabama. And I'm excited and honored to introduce Danielle and Dave Smith.
Thank you all so much for having us today. I'm so excited to be here. Misty sort of shared our testimony for us, so it's really worked out kind of well.
Nice. See you later.
But like she said, yeah, we got started in Premier for me to do it very, very, very part-time.
Okay, I hate to ruin this, sorry.
Yeah.
But I forgot, we have a little gift for you. I don't think you'll hear anything about this day, but we have a gift for you. So I just wanted everybody to let you know that we did get her a gift. No, you don't have to open it here. But we do have her a gift. It's a gift card to Hobby Lobby, so I don't
Anyways, like Misty said, we got started in Premier to do it very part-time. I really had no intention of ever doing this as a full-time job, ever. I was very much that skeptic. Actually, my Premier mom, I didn't even go to her training show. She's like a good friend of mine. And I was like, girl, that home show stuff, that doesn't work. And here I stand. And so I just encourage you to talk to the people that even say, that home show stuff, that doesn't work. Because you just never know where they might be at a different point in their life. So anyways, I went to a jewelry party. My friend Lacey, who y'all may know, Lacey Bassford, if you were at Rally, they just promoted to senior leaders, and they are 4 away from 5 diamond. Woo! I'm so excited. It's fun. But anyways, so I went to her jewelry party, and my husband here, he said, now listen, you can go to her jewelry party, but you can't buy anything. Right?
I didn't say me. We didn't have any money at the time, so I was thinking responsible. work and neglect my family. And so our vision about our life kind of switched once we knew that Premier could be more than just a little part-time job for her for a year. So all that to say, it's been an amazing journey, and has really kind of allowed us to make decisions that aren't as constraining for me as a doctor. I could be a part-time doctor, I could be a half-time doctor, I could do something else. And that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but Premier is providing that, and so that's an amazing thing. And so it's kind of changed our life.
That's our testimony right there.
As one kid became 3, we don't know how that happened still. Someone told us one time, we forgot. I'm not an OBGYN. But as one became 3, it really did solidify to us how much her being able to do this and maybe homeschool our kids and do other things at home. Even she'll talk to you a little bit about balancing, like you need office hours, you need certain time, but for us it's just made all the difference. So
We're excited to be here to share with y'all tonight. So thank you so much for having us. Okay, so I was just trying to think, if I were someone that was coming to training, and I'm not going to use that. Can y'all hear me without it? Kind of? Yes? Okay. If I were a kid coming to training
I'm just really like that piece.
I know, it's good. Okay, so then you can wear it as a bracelet. Isn't that so cute? Okay, and then I want to show you, I'm going to do some other things, but I want to show you how you compare this necklace with an older necklace in the older catalog. This is Resort. And I know if you're in the room and you were someone like me and you just wore pearl studs, you're like, I could never do that. Right? Are you thinking that? Because you're like, I wear pearl studs. How am I going to wear two necklaces? That was a good one. But that was good, and she has a need, okay? The one that says, I just dropped my kid off at college last weekend. She has a need. The one that says, I wish I didn't have to work so much. I would cut back on my work hours. She has a need, and so I need to know who has a need so that I can talk with them. Now, the girl that needs shoes, I mean, I'm still going to talk to her too, but I want to know more specifically who has a real need for Premier, okay? The Joy Lady name game.
Cecily was a jeweler, and she's doing awesome. And so, really, guys and girls, like, you need to talk about what you do to everyone. And I think Eileen Meckley put it perfect last night. She said, you should not be picking and choosing who you share Premier with. You should share with everybody. It's not your job to decide who does Premier. It's you throw out a big, someone said at rally, you shouldn't plant seeds, you should sow seeds, grow them, scatter seeds, yeah, and I think that's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, but that's good. That leaves us with about 15 minutes to answer y'all's questions if you have questions or certain things that you want to know or whatever. Is that okay with you?
Yes. Yes, that's
Or, I mean, I don't have to ask questions.
Or one question. How about we do 5 minutes of questions? I'll watch the
give away a pair of earrings and your cost in an entire show. You know what I noticed? I think I've got to redo some things. Her investment is going into what? Sponsoring. She's spending money when she's buying somebody a cup of coffee or she's buying them guacamole, and she's not spending a dime with them scheduling a jewelry show. But because she's having so much fun and the way that she's making them feel, that's taking care of itself. And they're all going into the same drawing for a pair of earrings that she doesn't even order until that night on somebody's order form. She's not taking any giveaways like I am. And then her investment is, do you want to come over and have a cup of coffee? And then she's investing into that person that financially she can help enrich their lives, not just with free jewelry. It's like Premier's Hostess Plan takes care of that. So I'm just like, my wheels are spinning, and I love you. I feel very grateful that you came and shared your secrets with my Premier family.
Make a quick disclaimer because there's several new jewelers in the room. Donna made a really great observation. Lisa Kilgore does not carry 2 suitcases to her home shows to set up a jewelry display. No. But that's something that I think people need to know. That was just for training purposes?
No, it's not even that. It's looking low. Let me tell you how low it is. I hate to say it, but you don't want to open that suitcase. That is my dirty laundry from National Rally. That is because I had to cram into a little vehicle on the way home where Diane and them decided to buy all the retired jewelry Premier had left. And so that big suitcase could not come with us. It had to come with Joy. So I have dirty laundry in there, and that has nothing to do with this display. Now, I would recommend you carrying that to your jewelry show.